The Han-Trump phone call could not have come at a better time, with South Korea looking to get back on its feet after the impeachment ruling, and also ahead of Trump's reciprocal tariffs set to come into effect in the coming hours. Let us turn to Professor Min Jeong-hun for more. It's good to have you with us, Professor Min.
Good morning.
So should we be relieved for now that the two sides at least reaffirmed the two-country security alliance?
Yes, I think that it's a good news to hear that the two leaders between South Korea and U.S. had their phone calls last night, because there was a growing concern in South Korea that South Korean government was failing to talk with the U.S. counterpart at the top level. And during the 28 minutes talks last night, the two leaders talked several issues, including trade balance, tariffs, energy and shipbuilding cooperation, and defense payment, as well as they reaffirmed the strong ROK-US alliance between the two countries. So I expect that the ROK-US alliance continues to be durable under the Trump government, although Trump government is going to be a little bit more aggressive to secure its own national interests against South Korea. And the two countries are expected to actively talk to cope with the various bilateral issues like trade balance, the tariffs, economic cooperation, and border sharing in the coming months.
Well, that is a relief for now that the two sides have reaffirmed their security alliance. But Trump also raised questions over South Korea's defense payments, which we all knew was coming. Will South Korea have to follow Trump's call this time to protect national interests, and also, considering other issues like tariffs you just mentioned?
Yes, I think that South Korea needed to talk with the United States in terms of coping with the various issues, like you mentioned, the trade and the burden sharing and other issues. So like the one-stop shopping, as the Trump mentioned last night. As you know, South Korea is relatively the weak partner in its relations with the United States, and South Korea needed to maintain a good relationship with the U.S. in various ways. Although South Korea may feel uncomfortable about U.S. aggressive moves against South Korea, U.S. is still a very important partner, more specifically the most important partner for South Korea in terms of security, economy, technology, and other issues. So I think that South Korea will try to resolve the trade and burden sharing issues as amicable as possible, and it will also try to maintain and improve its cooperation with the U.S. So South Korea will pursue a win-win way forward, that it will offer various cooperation with the U.S., like shipbuilding and semiconductor and energy cooperation, as well as it will try to reduce its trade surplus against the U.S. by purchasing more American energy and products.
So there are still ways to satisfy both sides, Seoul and Washington. That's what you're saying. Professor Min, we are going through a turbulent time here in the country. How likely is it that North Korea may take advantage of this challenging time for South Korea and take provocative actions, or will the North be considerate for once?
Well, basically, I don't think that North Korea can take advantage of the ongoing political, the chaotic situation in South Korea and make provocations. As you know, North Korea is trying to disconnect its relations with South Korea, and it will try to establish itself as an independent country. So North Korea doesn't want to be involved in unnecessary controversy with the South. And North Korea is also carefully watching whether the U.S. and Russia will improve their relations through the negotiations to end the Russia-Ukraine war. So if U.S. and Russia are agreed to end the war and their relations are improved, there is a possibility that summit diplomacy between North Korea and U.S. will resume with Russia's help. So I don't think that North Korea want to make provocations when South Korea is going through the political turmoil, which could make a negative impact on resuming talks with the United States. So therefore, unless there is joint ROK-US military exercise or an unexpected incident, it is expected that North Korea will remain cautious and silent until the political turmoil in South Korea is gone. In addition, North Korea will continue to cooperate with Russia and receives economic and military support to survive, and it will prepare for the next move after the Ukraine war, find the exit.
Professor Min, thank you so much for connecting with us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.